I think
Okay,
recording.
we are recording. Hey,
Hey,
Jeremy. Hi,
hello.
Jeremy. Hi, Jeremy. Hey, how are you?
Mm, I'm good. Recently, quite busy with work. How about you?
Hey, okay lah. Yeah. So, hey, thank you for coming out. So,
Mm,
for those that who's not sure who is Jeremy is from the Singapore Navy, and he has been serving for our country in the sea since for more or close to 6 years already. So Jeremy, welcome.
mm,
Thank you for coming out and spending the time on this
okay.
episode. So, okay, the first thing that I think many Singaporeans guys ask, why should I serve NS?
Okay. So a lot of people may think like serving NS is like a waste of time because they won't be coming to
Mm,
war. Like Singapore so small, people throw one bomb, the
mm,
entire Singapore will be gone.
mm,
But then after I come to serve the NS, then I came to know to the SAF. SAF their mission statement. Right.
mhm,
So for SAF, their mission statement and vision right, is to enhance peace and security through deterrence and diplomacy. And should this fail, to obtain a swift and decisive victory over the aggressor. So to me is yes, Singapore will be small. But
mm.
if we are strong in our self defense, people may be afraid of us, then they won't we are less likely want to attack from them.
Mm.
That's my own personal opinion.
Actually, I forgot about is it mission? Yeah, the mission statement. It said about
Yeah, correct.
deterrence and diplomacy.
Mm,
Oh, I didn't know. Actually, I didn't search that one. Okay.
yeah.
That's for Singapore Armed Forces, is it? Or just whole of, or is it MINDEF?
It's a MINDEF and the SAF. It's both together.
Deterrence and diplomacy.
Mm,
Okay, deterrence and diplomacy. Okay, so it's more of a defense and prevent others from attacking
yeah.
Singapore.
So
Yeah. Okay.
because
Mm,
security is a constant need so that we can ensure our sovereignty and way of life. Mm,
mm. Okay. 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 What is the first thing you think of when you hear national service?
mm, I'm going to be serving for, let's say, never think of signing on or whatsoever. So that's okay,
Mm,
going to be the 2 years of my life. I'm going to
mm,
serve for 2 years. I may be away from my families if I were to deport into overseas countries. And I
mhm,
may be away from my friends. Yeah. Then I'll be like away from the world kind of because like from what I always heard is Monday to Friday stay in, then you book out on
mhm,
Friday, then Sunday book in.
mhm,
So to me it's like will be like away from the world from Monday to Friday. And
mhm,
that is like to me it's like loss of freedom. That's the first thing that came to my mind when I received a letter to serve the NS. Mm.
mm. Okay. Okay. Wow. So it's mainly the schedule and the regime. Is it like like what you do during NS? Is it like book in, book
Mm.
out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then I think it'll
Mm,
take a lot of mental and both mental and physical stress law. Like you have to be mentally and physically fit. Then it'll be going to be
mm,
tough. Yeah. It's not going to be easy.
Okay. So you have been serving in the military as a military staff for very long since
Mm.
2017.
Yeah.
So before you joined, what were your impressions of uh, military or NS before you join and during your service, and also right now? What are your impressions? Are they a lot different?
Mm, I would say not a lot of difference, but just to a certain
Mm,
extent. So before I joined, I had zero information about the national service. Then I thought like, oh man, you guys just going to everyday tekan us, going to make us to push
mm,
out a lot of physical activities, going to
mm,
like drew us into our mental state and all, like what we always see in the movies. Yeah. So like wow, jialat. I may go back home, becoming blacker, more tanner. Yeah, but you see me, I'm still very fair. So that was my
Okay.
first impression lah. But
Mm.
when after I joined, because I'm in the Navy, so there's not much of a like those tekan here and there like the army. We are more towards to how do I put it? Navy is more towards to like mental because we have to go for sailings, etc. Then we'll be away from our families for like more than a month. So I think that is where it drives us to be be away from our families. Then we will feel we'll miss our families law.
Okay, so it's more of the struggle of not being with your loved ones because you'll be in the ship or sea for quite some time. So
Yeah.
that is the one of the more difficult things that you face, is it?
Yes, correct.
Okay, so you mean for Navy, would you say the physical part is not as it's less stressful, is it compared to the mental part?
I will put it that way. Yeah. Although we still do our exercise regularly, and we still need to pass our IBPT and BMI, same like the other forces like Air Force and Army. But on the physical part, I think Army still the winner lah.
Winner? How so? What do you mean winner?
Like I don't know much about Army, but because I was in BMT, so that is Army personnel wearing green. So we do a lot of physical activities, like almost every day in the morning we have to run, we have to do exercise before we can have our breakfast. Then it's like we always have to climb up and down the stairs. They will give us like 1 minute to change from PT kit to uniform or vice versa. So all this require a lot of physical strength. You need to be both fit and your cardiovascular has to be very good. Yeah. But as for Navy, we don't do this kind of thing. Because we on board ship, we cannot possibly run in the ship because that's the breach of safety.
Oh,
so,
okay. Breach of safety.
Correct. So
okay.
in the ship, right, the ship is very confined, it's like very confined space. So we are only supposed to walk fast and you're not supposed to run.
Okay. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Then how do you all do your cardio then inside the ship? Do you all have like the gym, that cycling thing? Is it what is it called? I don't know.
Correct. So on board our ship, right, we can self-funded, we can have buy our own gym equipment, then we can have treadmill and the cycling machine. So we can do it on board the ship during sailings. Then if like during harbour days, it's our own self-discipline that we can go and run in the morning. And as well as there used to be like every week there's like for my squadron there's be like 2 or 4 in 1 week there's 2 days that we'll do exercise together in the morning. So that's how we keep our physical.
I don't know if this is a stupid question. If it's for training, can you all go outside and swim for a while and come back in the ship?
You mean swim in the sea?
Yeah, cannot, right?
I don't think that's possible. Yeah, because
okay.
Yeah, it's quite
dangerous
quite
lah. Okay, can. Okay, tell me about your decision when you decided to sign on. Maybe you can explain a bit what does signing on mean to people who are not very sure what is signing on first.
What to your question again?
Okay, so Singapore males, we all have to serve 2 years of national service, right? So when some of the guys they decide to sign on, what are the things that are expected or come with the obligation of signing up signing on. So I think one of them is you need to serve 3 more years, right?
Correct. So
So what are the others, other requirements after you sign on?
the most basic requirements is as a personnel, and if you sign on as a regular,
Mm.
you definitely have to pass your IBT and your BMI every year. That is
Okay.
a requirement.
Mm.
Then we are because we are wearing uniform, it's our pride and represent our country. So there are bound to
Mm-hmm.
be things that we are not supposed to do outside.
Mm.
So technically means we will not have more freedom than the civilians.
Mm.
Yeah, and each and every action that we do in the public, their eyes watching. So that's why I always kept one thing in my mind lah, which is do the right thing when no one is watching.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mm.
my advice is if you already sign on, you're getting salary from
Mm.
the government. So just do your best and put your utmost effort. Whether you like it or not, you are still getting paid. You have a stable income, so just give it your all.
Mm. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, if people decide to sign on, they should already have that mindset to chiong already, right? Or like be very serious about working in the military, right? Or is it not?
Mm,
Or some people don't care.
I think it all subject to personal thing, mindset because they are bound to have people who just want to sign on and get along with their life. So
Mm.
how to say, like they sign on because they know the income is stable. So
Mm.
whether they do or don't do well, they still get paid.
Mm.
So some of them
Mm.
may take this for granted and abuse it. So they just come here, do bare minimum, then they go back home. And they just to get paid every
Mm.
month. Which I think is a very negative mindset.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay. I see. So it's like they know they already got in. Then
Yeah.
once they got in, they slack off because they think they don't need to perform already lah after getting in the signing on process.
Yes, correct.
Mm-hmm. Okay, can so can you tell me about when you heard about signing on? Maybe your officers or your sirs telling you about signing on the benefits, and the final decision that you thought, okay, I wanted to sign on. Like, what was the process? I guess you could say, like the progression. I don't think it was a one-time thing. Like give telling you about signing on, then you go straight away. Okay, I want to sign on.
Mm.
I think it's a progress kind of thing, right?
So actually it's during my BMT days.
Mm,
We have like from all different places like Air Force, Navy, Army have their recruitment center to
mm,
come over to us and ask if we want to sign on.
mm,
So from there they will have a brief on to us, tell us what are we supposed to do in the service, then what are the requirements, then what are the benefits. So then if we sound as a different vocation, what will be our roles and responsibilities?
mm,
Yeah, okay, it will give us like a gist of how's life going to be in the Navy. Mm.
mm,
Then from there is because of all the benefits, that's what it actually drives me to sign on.
mm.
Mm.
Okay. So how long, when you first heard of it, how long did it take for you to decide, okay, I want to sign on?
Uh, Actually, it doesn't take me very long because when we don't know anything about the other forces, like I heard Navy, wow, Navy cool, yeah. Join the
Okay.
Navy, see the world. Like that can
Mhm,
sail to many countries. Then but Navy very
mm,
cool. Yeah, that's what you always see
mm,
in the television also, ma.
mm.
Mm.
I see. Okay. So it was so when you say vocation, right? What can
Mm.
if NS national service they get to choose their vocation or what are their options?
So we just specific for specify for Navy lah.
Mm.
So
Okay.
Navy, we have, let's say there are different schemes lah. We have officer scheme, we have like the naval warfare system we got engineers, and we got the naval warfare system experts.
Mm.
So I'm in
Okay.
the expert scheme. So in the experts, there are various vocations like engineer. Engineer got electrical and mechanical.
Mm.
Then we have navigation, we have communications, we have uh, weapon system. So we got weapons, also got weapon control system.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so on and so forth lor. So from there, they can actually choose what kind of vocation they want. Once they in the Navy, once they have signed on already inside the Navy, there will be a time where they will have a list of choice of vocation to choose. So you can just put your
Mm.
first choice, second choice, third choice.
Mm.
But one
S-
thing is if
mm.
that the personnel like me studied electrical or studied mechanical engineering in diploma or like NITEC,
Mhm.
high NITEC, then will be
Mhm.
prescribed to electrical expert or mechanical expert. So you won't get
Mm.
to choose communication or navigation, etc. That's for my time lah.
Mm. Mm.
Mm. So I'm actually being pre-streamed to electrical control system expert due to
Okay.
my due to my background in diploma law.
Mm. Okay.
Mm.
So they would choose based on your qualification during your diploma or your university certificate. More
Yeah,
likely
like
lah.
correct.
Then
Usually if
what
you
if
study mm,
go on? Yeah,
mm,
say.
usually if you have a degree is already like will be an officer in the Navy law. Be it
Mm.
ME4 or like those lieutenant. Yeah.
Mm. I see. Then what if let's say I have a, I don't know, human resource human resource diploma. How do you know how how is it chosen? Would they even pick me for signing on? Do they even allow me?
mm, I don't think so. I think
So I won't even get in
yeah,
for signing
yeah.
on.
I don't think so. But for more information, actually you can go to their their Navy website, right? They have the requirements for your entry, the entry requirements. Because from what I know, like all those
Oh.
combat systems, right, they are actually
Mm.
required to have a electronics engineering, electronics background lah.
Mm.
Mm.
Okay,
So for human
I
resource,
see.
I I'm not very sure about it. Yeah,
Okay.
maybe can ask the recruitment center. Yeah.
Okay. Can so if you have a not IT, maybe IT, yeah, IT or engineering background,
Mm.
you are more likely to be selected for the sign-on, more likely to go in.
Yeah, correct.
Okay, okay, I see. So speaking of signing on, are there any specific types of people, or maybe a type of personality who will sign on or work in the military?
Like personality as in
So maybe when you see, let's say, talk about teacher, the types of people
mm,
who will join as a teacher, they will be more nurturing.
mm,
They like to, they are more, I don't know if maybe you can say they are more, I don't know, maybe their purpose to teach. They like to guide people. They feel a sense of fulfillment when they teach
mm.
people. So is there a type of uh, like a type of personality you see, for people who sign on, or maybe you don't see any at all? It's just you don't see any common characteristic.
Mm. So based on my experience interacting with many people, right?
Mm.
So there are actually many different kind of personality that people actually sign on. So
Mm.
there are some that is really passionate to serve the country. They are very devoted
Mm.
and they just really very passionate. Yeah, they don't care how much they are being paid for. They just want to do their best for the country. So
Wow.
that's one kind. Yeah.
Okay. That's a rare, I never see before or not. It's like, yeah, I don't actually see them, man, like those very enthused
Mm,
about serving. So, I think, yeah, it's a good thing lah. So, to hear that at least there's some people who are
mm,
very passionate about serving the country. So, but okay. So those are
yeah,
the examples. Okay,
yeah.
can.
Then
Mm,
also there are some that I interacted with. They usually is their main reason is they needed the money. Yeah, they needed the
mm,
money to
okay.
support their family. Mm,
Mm, okay. Okay. So after you mentioned that you have an electrical engineering background
mm.
and you're working in the ship. So what are your roles and responsibilities in your service? Maybe if it's too confidential, you can give it a bit more general. Lah.
Okay, okay. So for those of you who don't know, I'm an electrical control system expert in a
Mhm.
ship on board a ship. So
Experts, eh?
yeah,
Okay,
so
go ahead.
my most responsibility is to actually enable the ship and the system to operate effectively and efficiently. So
Mm-hmm.
my skills and knowledge, right, will ensure power to cushion complex system. Like the common system is what I mentioned just now, like our navigation, our weapons, communication, so on and so forth.
Mm. Okay.
Yeah, quite a lot. So that is like my responsibility on board ship as a electrical control system, which in short
So,
is called ECS.
mm,
Yeah.
so it's to ensure I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. So it's to ensure that maybe the wires in the ship and the
Mm,
electricity uh, flows through all the ship's systems so that the whatever equipment that is supposed to work is supposed to work. Is it something like that?
correct. Correct. So have to always ensure that there's power for our system. So when sailing, yeah, any defect have to go and solve. Mm,
Mm. Okay. I see. Wow, sounds like a very big responsibility. So if one thing goes wrong, maybe not one thing goes wrong, something
mm.
like a power outage, people will look for you. Is it?
Technically, yes. So like in on board the ship, anything that's got to do with electricity or wire, most wires maybe me lor.
Mm. Mm. Do you have a team of people, like your maybe similar or similar positions as you are, that also
Correct.
like a team you have
Have a department lor. So we have department where we have a division officer, then we have
mm,
a cluster chief. The cluster chief is what in the outside world is called manager.
mm.
Then we have a
Okay.
supervisor, then the operator. Mm. So operator is
Mm,
the one that do work on the ground, and supervisor is the one that will supervise and guide. So if the
mm,
event operator unable to solve a particular defect, the supervisor will come in to the show
mm,
and then try to help and supervise. Mm. Then the
I
chief is
see.
like will manage the department, like a manager lah.
Okay. Are they all in
Mm.
the same ship? No, is it? Are they? Only
We are all in
some.
the same ship. It's a department. So
Ah.
like ours is this one is called like the engineering department. There is like
Mm,
navigation department. So all have the same concept, same structure,
mm,
organization flow lah.
okay.
Mm.
Not sure if this is confidential to share, but for ships, right? That the one that you're working in, or maybe other
Mm.
ships, do they have NSFs? So
Yes, have.
NSFs are people who didn't sign on. So for people who are
Mm.
not sure. Oh, okay.
Have.
So okay, but they are more of what? What roles do they do? Would you say?
It's the same.
Or
So like I mentioned, we have a lot of vocations, right? So the NSF will be also in either vocation. Lor. So there also will be
oh,
weapons NSF, there will be electrical NSF, mechanical NSF. Yeah.
okay.
Mm.
Okay. So under your site, your site you have, do you have NSFs as well?
On my side, my ship do have weapons NSF lah. Their
Okay.
vocation is a weapon system. So actually their job is the same as the regular.
Wow. Okay. I
Right.
see. Wow. Mm. So speaking of national service, right? What is your advice to pre-NSF? Is it called pre-NSF? Yeah, pre-NSF. NSFs who
Mm.
haven't or are waiting for NS. What advice would you give to them?
Advice.
Because I'm sure every NSF or
Mm.
NSF to be will be like, wow, I don't want to serve. What the hell? Why am I serving? Yeah.
Okay, so advice is like, okay, so you know you're going to serve the NS for at least 2 years.
Mm,
So you cannot run away. There's nothing you can do to run away, especially when in Singapore. So
mm,
just have just go in with a positive mindset and then
mm,
go in, put in your most effort, do what you can and just give your best. 2 years, you don't like it, you ORD, then you can do something like outside. At least you did something meaningful and you
mm.
do your best for the country for 2 years long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm,
So like to me is Singapore give you a home to live in, a place that don't have natural disaster, peace, have a lot of peace and security are very good. So asking 2 years of your life to serve, I think it's not too much lah. Mm.
mm. I think because when we are young, right? 2 years,
Mm.
how old are we? I think maybe 16, 17, 18, right? Around that time.
Yeah.
2 years sounds like a very, very long time. So
Mm.
yeah, I mean because we're young, we don't know the concept of time, maybe. So 2 years just sound like a very long time also. But when you look back, I wouldn't say it's a wasted time. I think you learn quite a lot, even if you don't enjoy your time.
Mm.
So yeah, I agree lah, because you're gonna be there, then you complain also. You're still gonna do it anyway, right? When you complain. So
Correct.
just make the best of what you can, because you go complain, everyone also don't like that
Yeah lor.
that feeling. So
Mm.
yeah, just make the. I think it's good just to make the best out of it. Okay, now let's move on to the
Yeah lor.
next subject. Your insights, your maybe opinions also lah.
Mm.
As a military personnel, I heard of this statement: bad times create strong men create good times create weak men, and weak men create bad times. So it's like a
Wow.
cycle kind of thing lah. What do you
Mm.
think of this statement?
Uh,
I
I
can
think
give
it's
an
quite.
example lah,
Mm.
but if you know, you can go on lah.
You give me an example first.
Okay, um, let's use Singapore's context lah.
Mm.
When we first got our independence in 1965, I would say that's considered a bad time lah for Singapore, or maybe
Mm-hmm.
yeah, one of the bad times lah, because we were kicked out from Malaysia, so things were difficult back then. So because things were difficult, it required a lot of strong people to help build our nation back again. Because when times are bad, people who are weak, they probably can't do much to or do a lot to help out with the country. Because you need very
Mm.
strong people to improve and progress our country. So
Mm-hmm.
so people like, let's say, Lee Kuan Yew was considered, and his colleagues and his party maybe considered strong men or a strong group of people to help out with Singapore's worst times. So because of this strong group of people or men, they create good times like now. Like Singapore is one of the most very rich countries around the world, very respected. So very good times for people like created very good times for us like our we enjoy the fruits of their labor. And
Mm.
then because almost, how could I say, we were given to this we've given this peacetime period where we don't have to worry about little things like food or clean water, things like that, very basic stuff that Singaporeans don't think of. So because of those good times, right, we don't have to struggle as much as compared to Lee Kuan Yew's generation, because times were more difficult back then. So because of the good times, we don't struggle as much because struggles usually make people better. You become stronger through struggles, and because we don't struggle as much, we might not appreciate a lot of the good stuff, and we destroy a lot of the good infrastructure that was created by our past generations because we don't appreciate it enough. And when we destroy all of that because maybe we don't appreciate enough, it creates bad times because maybe somehow we think that our past generation didn't do things well. We took it for granted, and we just take it for granted, and then taking things for granted will cause a lot of, if it's done on a mass scale, it will become not very good for society lah. So it could create bad times, and then this how the cycle works lah. You get what I mean? I know it's a very long analogy lah. I hope you get what I mean. So
Okay.
what do you think on this statement? Because I think now we are considered, I don't know, quite good times in this era, because we don't know anything about war. We only know about war through the textbooks and history. So do you think this is true? Are these good times creating weak men, or do you think good times can still create strong men?
Good times might more prone to create weak men because we are all like
complacent
we
or
tend
maybe overconfident.
tends to take things for granted, like what you just mentioned, complacency, and we'll just things will happen, things will never happen. Then we just day by day just live our life like this. Then when in times with the country need us, we may not be strong enough for the country. Yeah. So too good over times really will cause complacencies.
Yeah, because I think the weird things about life is you need to have some bad times to appreciate the good times. Because if all you have is good times, it's like always high up there, like all the high parts in life. You don't really struggle that much, so you don't really appreciate it. So, but it's weird because some things like clean water or dirty water back then when we got our independence, food was more difficult to get, more expensive, maybe basic infrastructure, a lot of homelessness in Singapore. We all also don't want that. We don't want that, but because of our past generation, they didn't want that for us. All of those bad infrastructure and other things so they wanted us to live in this, but because we live in this, we don't appreciate what they did. So it's like, so it's hard to say lah. It's really, if we have the bad times, we will want the future generation not to have the bad times also, because they know what it's like. But then if they don't experience it themselves, they don't appreciate it. So it's like hard to really balance out lah. So yeah, very interesting lah. So
Agree.
okay, yeah. So maybe let's talk about something else. Another struggle that Singapore is facing: birth rates. Our birth rate is jialat. So fewer guys in national service. You working as the military staff, what do you think what are solutions being, or what are solutions being made to address the fewer manpower in national service? And what do you think will happen in 10 years time there? Because I think now is also quite bad also, but I cannot imagine 10 years later. What do you think will happen? Like what, maybe will, because we have different agencies, right? We have the civil defense, we have the police, we have the army. Army also got quite their own branch lah.
Mm.
Do you think they'll cut off manpower from one of them because maybe army is the most important, then they will put more there. So I think that might be one of the options that the government takes. What do you think will happen?
Uh, uh, I
Your
don't know
opinion,
if
answer your opinion. Your
mm,
opinion.
maybe if the birth rate continue to decrease and there are lesser
Mm,
men in our manpower,
mm.
I don't know, probably they'll ask the female to join the NS to serve.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, like we still need people to serve the NS to protect our country, ma. If
Mm.
there's not enough men, then I think ask the woman to serve.
Do you
Yeah.
think your colleagues, your sirs, your other officers, they also think like that? They say, well, eventually girls have to serve because really not enough guys really.
No,
Do they?
actually,
They
this
don't.
topic never came across between us. Yeah, we never
Oh,
like
oh,
came across
never,
to this topic. Mm.
never. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because yeah, I would think
Mm.
the NSS will get fewer because I mean you can see one, right? I mean not for us, maybe we don't see it because uh we only serve for 2 years. But those who
Mm.
are higher rank, higher officers, I think they will see. So I don't know, yeah. Girls serving NS, I think that's probably a good option because how else can you get people from Singapore? Yeah. You can't ask the old people to serve. You can't ask the sick people to serve. You can't ask
Yeah.
the disabled to serve. So
No, no.
girls are
Female is
the
the only
next
choice.
option. Yeah.
The
What do you think
only
will
option
happen?
really. Hmm?
What do you think will happen though? Wow, if girls have
Uh,
to serve, wow, it'll be the
I think
logistics will be very mafan, right? Very troublesome, right?
mm,
Will it
I
be?
think I just feel that there may be a lot of complaints
Hmm.
in Singapore. A lot of people start to
Pushback
complain.
lah,
Yeah.
pushback lah from society.
Then then some will like say, oh, I serve already. Then if I want to give birth to baby, then how?
Hmm.
I think maybe if they ask female to serve, right, then the female will use giving birth as an excuse to avoid NS. Then that will in return like increase our birth rate. You get what I'm trying to say?
Will it?
You see, if
No lah, yeah, but
mm,
but true lah. If they want to use that, I don't know, argument is the word or not,
mm,
birth rate. I mean, we are not doing well in birth rate anyway. So,
mm,
uh, if you had, I don't sound like blaming them or not. I'm not trying to blame them. If our birth rates were good enough, I don't think they even need to serve law in the first place. But yeah, I really don't know. I think that is the most viable option now, or maybe get half of the girls. I guess maybe the first thing they'll do a bit. Maybe they won't ask all the girls to serve. You ask like 1/4. You pick a lot, that kind of thing. But also not very fair lah. This kind of thing. If only
yeah,
half of the girls serve. Okay.
because because usually girls are like they meant to be in office, do work, don't serve the NS ma. But it's subject lah.
Mm,
Some females may think differently. Some may think the more
mm,
stereotype way.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. Okay. Another question that I don't think a lot of Singaporeans like to ask: if we
Mm,
do go to war,
mm,
for your side, how will your roles change? Are there
mm.
when you were signing on, right? Was there any lessons or instructions or guidebook that officers give you where if we declare war with another country or someone declares war with us?
You mean like before I sign on or when I'm in service?
Uh, in service. Okay, in
In
service.
service. Okay.
Right now, like right now.
In service, so there is uh, not like a particular guidebook to tell us what we are supposed to do during war times lah. But we are always being trained and competent in our domain war specs and our domain
Mm,
stuff lah. So we are always trained in what we are supposed to do. So we have like trainings, we have assessments, like a real life assessment out at the sea to see if we are competent enough outside the sea by ourselves. Yeah, so that is where we'll be tested on our things, our domain things, as well as our firefighting damage control. So on board a ship, if like in the event there's a fire, we have to be on our own until the SCDF come up. So we are the first responder
Okay.
to any firefighting damage control. Yeah. So we are being trained and trained to do it in our things law. 24. So we are always 24/7 prepared and ready.
Okay.
Yeah. So like if today like a snap of fingers or war, we all have to go. Then we are supposed to know what we're supposed to do already. Mm.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Wow. The think of war is like, oh, I don't want to think of it. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, law.
Okay.
Going to be very
Maybe.
stressful.
Mm, was it the same for everyone else?
Mm.
Maybe. So that means because war for our side, or maybe for the military side, it's more of a defensive kind of thing. So because of
Correct.
that, you have to ensure that because you are in charge of the electrical stuff and the wires, right? So
Mm.
you have to ensure that if we get attacked, you have to ensure that at least you can defend your infrastructure first, lah. So that's the another level you have to ensure that you have, lah, because we are in war. Is it?
Correct. So like in the event where let's say the main supply is not there for this particular combat system, then we have to ensure that the backup supply is ready to supply power. Mm. So like
I
yeah
see.
lor.
Mm,
Because my work
mm,
my responsibility is to always ensure the power to crucial combat system ma. So if
mm,
main supply is down, we must ensure our backup supply is up and ready.
mm.
Mm.
Okay, I see. Mm, looking at history, like we
Mm-hmm.
learn about World War I. We did learn about World War I, right? We only learn about World War II, right? I think so, right? Our history.
You can't ask me, man. I always like fail for my history.
But yeah, I remember we learned about World War II. Okay, whenever we talk about it's just a context thing, lah. So we look at history, like if we talk about historians, we I think they will say that we were always at war, lah. At some point, maybe there's some peacetime, but it always
Mm.
happens, lah. So or maybe there are a lot of periods of war during our human history.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think war is almost inevitable? Like it will most likely happen?
Uh, I would say that we must always have the mindset that it can happen anytime, anywhere. So we must
Mm,
always be prepared. Lor. Cannot think that now what generation already there won't be any war. War won't come to us.
mm,
Must
mm,
always tell ourselves that it can happen anytime, anywhere. It can be happen doing even if we're eating, we're sleeping or shitting. Yeah,
mm,
must always be prepared. Lor. The button is being pushed, then we must get ready. Mm.
mm. Yeah, that's true. But you know, think we take it for granted, even for
Yeah,
I would say a lot of Singaporeans, even for me, the thought of war is just really meh, will happen, meh, that
yeah,
kind of mindset. Like, even though you're right,
correct,
we should
correct.
have that, we should adopt that mindset that this kind of thing is anytime can happen, and even if things might not seem like it won't happen at all.
Correct.
So it's difficult. I think it's because our daily life, like going to work, trying to make sure our documents and report all submit on time, all this kind of thing,
Mm.
already so much stress. You want to this kind of work already so stressful. You want me to think about war? It's like I want to think of what I want to just do with the
Yeah.
work that I have.
Yeah.
So I think it's maybe because of that lah. So it's just if you want me to think of war, I don't go and drown or something. I don't want to deal with this really kind of
Yeah.
thing lah. So I think it's maybe because of that lah. Just the maybe Singapore life is already so stressful and one thing at
Mm.
a time, that kind of thing lah. So, but yeah, it's because you look at our HDB storerooms, it's all we are supposed to put the radio and maybe some food and some drinks inside, right? Instead we use it as a storeroom. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's a good example of how we don't think war is gonna happen because we're not even prepared. So
Supposed to be a bomb shelter, but became a
yeah.
storeroom
Right.
to store. Yeah.
Actually the bomb shelter, we are supposed to do you know anything about it? Like
No.
because we are supposed to put maybe some radio, some food, some drinks, then close the door. So if bomb happens, what the whole building still left there? Is it the room? You know the bomb shelter room, right? All the same. In case all of our buildings all gone, right? It's only that
Mm.
one level left. So you open, right? It's like you can go down, that kind of thing.
Really?
I don't know.
Really?
Is it like that? I'm thinking
I
of like
don't.
that.
I also don't know. Only from what I only know is like, oh, if got bomb, we must go inside hide. From young, when our parents tell us is,
Yeah.
then it's like go inside hide. If got a bomb, just go inside hide. Then I like, oh, it be with me throughout my entire life. Oh. So actually, I don't know what's the purpose of it. Now you just call it storeroom. Yeah, I just store my
Yeah.
stuff inside.
Yeah. Because it's just not practical lah. I mean, we
Yeah.
just hope lah. We just hope that it really doesn't happen. But if it does happen, yeah, it's just,
Honestly,
Singapore life too stress
yeah,
lah. Yeah,
what
Singapore
can
life
the
too
room
stress lah.
do? Like, what can the room actually do if there's a bomb?
Yeah, it's like maybe there's really some protection lah. Like I said, like let's say this is the HDB, right? HDB, right?
Mm.
The whole HDB lah. Then bomb happen, bomb. You only left that small part, which is the which is the storeroom, right? Or the bomb shelter room. That's why I say when you open the door, right, you see you just jump down that kind of thing because everything else is destroyed, right? But I don't know if it's like that lah. So
Then after that, the
so
enemy come down, just shoot at us, then we all die.
yeah,
Right?
you have to close your door at all the times so you can't go out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, okay, let's talk about something more of a society based subject lah.
Mm.
Okay, something you might me and you will know lah, and all the guys in Singapore will serve NS. If you and I were in uniform,
Mm.
can we sit in MRT safely without getting stomped or looked at or not?
Uh, uh, Honestly, with the current mentality and mindset of Singaporeans, I think cannot, because a lot of NSM, a lot of NSF like NSF, they just being taken picture, storm,
Mm,
put online,
mm,
social media, whenever they see the MRT. Like,
mm,
to me, is why you want to do this kind of thing to the uniform personnel? Right? Doesn't mean you are uniform personnel means you cannot see the MRT. Correct or not?
mm,
So,
mhm,
yeah, correct. The mindset of Singaporean is you wear uniform, you're in the army, as you are very fit, you shouldn't sit, you should stand.
mm,
But do they even know what kind of trainings we gone through during our in our workplace? Like, do they even know what kind of training we go through? How tired we are? So you see, like
mm,
people who work in the office, you see the entire day staring at your
mm,
computer. You sit for 8 hours. Then once you end work, you still want to sit in the MRT. But for us, we not only stand like for 8 hours. We come
mm.
up and down. We walk a lot, do a lot of walkings and all. We not only stand, we do a lot of physical work. Then after a
It's like
long
very
day,
hardcore
yeah,
exercises lah.
correct.
Mm.
Then we just want to have a seat after we end work. Then why want to take picture and say that discriminate us, say that we cannot sit? Come on, we serve the country for you guys. Serve the
Mm.
country, protect you all, but you all do this kind of thing to us.
Ah,
Like,
okay. Yeah, I agree. It's like, I mean, it's just basic thing. It's not like I even ask you to put a chair down for me so you can sit just
Correct.
because I serve, and it's just me sit down only, and then why you go and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really weird. But for your side, right? Do your sirs say actively tell you don't go and sit in MRT trains because they just don't want the drama? Like, it's not they don't disrespect you,
Mm.
they just don't want the drama. Do they tell you all that?
Uh, no, they say if really afraid of being the picture, then don't wear uniform and book out. Just wear home clothes and then wear home clothes to go home. Or yeah, for me is if I
Mm,
were to take MRT in uniform and there's a
mm,
seat, I'll just sit down unless I see like disabled people or elderly, pregnant. Then I will give up my seat to them. If like you're
mm,
30, 40 years old, I don't think why I should give my seat to you. I mean,
mm,
we all pay for the
mm.
transport, right?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, this is quite
Mm,
reasonable.
mm,
Yeah, I think for us, NS, all the national service stuff, we just play safe. We maybe only very little people, like maybe 1% of the Singaporeans will go and take picture of this kind of thing, very petty one.
mm,
But I think for us, we just play safe. We maybe really only very little, just a very minority of the people go and do this kind of thing. It's just then for us, we just play safe. We just stand up. It's just
yeah,
because you cannot do anything to us, but we stand up. You can complain
yeah,
about
lor.
what.
Mm,
So I don't think you see a lot of people, a lot of national service staff sit down unless the train is very empty. Those kind,
yeah,
then only then they will sit down. So that it's so unfortunate lah. Like why? I hope the mindset can change lah. Maybe it's really the small amount of people only lah. It's not that bad
mm,
lah. It's just the
yeah, lor.
minorities are very loud. That's why you get this mindset that a lot of people are like that. Maybe it's not lah. It's just they're very
Mm,
loud about their complaint. So maybe it's that. But until there's a time where NSFs on national service military staff can sit down in a crowded train.
yeah.
If I were serving NS, I would just stand up, lor. Just to be safe.
Mm,
Okay, maybe let's talk about the reactions from foreigners or someone from another country.
mm,
Uh, you can just tell me about the reactions you get when you tell a Singaporean compared to someone who's from another country that you are serving in the military? What are the reactions that you get between Singaporeans and yeah, someone from another country? Is it
uh,
different?
for Singaporeans, usually
What
like
would they
their
say?
first reaction, so their first reaction would be like, wow, it's not on stable income.
Mm-hmm.
Like in Chinese, they call it farm. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like very stable lor. So they say
Mm-hmm.
it's a very good place to work in, very comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They say
Mm-hmm.
very stable lor. So that's our reaction lah, like you are a very stable person.
Mm. Okay.
Mm.
What about the
Foreigners
yeah foreigners?
foreigners. I think foreigners, I don't know which country lah, but I just
Mm.
take them as Angmo lah. So
Mm.
they're like, wow, you serve the country. Well done. Like you did a very great job. You are
Mm.
very brave and all. Mm.
Mm. Okay. So it's still not so bad lah from Singaporeans. Maybe just a bit less intense when they compliment
Mm.
you lah. Just okay,
Yeah.
good income, like good, maybe no good
Stable.
job lah. Just yeah, it's still a compliment lah, just not as uh intense lah. I guess intense is the word lah as
Like
other
they
foreigners.
when they know when they their reaction is not like very discriminating those kind. It's just you're like,
Mm,
wow, okay, good lah. It's a good place to work in, very stable.
mm,
No need to be afraid of retrenchment.
mm,
Yeah,
mm. Okay
yeah,
lah. At
lor.
least it's still there's a form of respect still lah. At least a little bit lah.
Mm,
Even yeah, Singaporeans they are not very generous with their compliments. So not so bad lah, huh? Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Speaking of foreigners, right?
Mm,
There is this culture of appreciation and general respect for the military in
Yeah.
other countries. That's not very common in Singapore. Do you think this is
Mm.
correct or not? Okay, if you can tell me why or why not lah. Do you think this is common?
Mm, correct. Don't know about other country, but for the US, because my brother
Mm,
is the Air Force, so he been to US
mm,
for deployment lah.
mhm, mhm,
So he was actually very shocked when he stepped into US with his uniform. So the
mhm,
culture there is like a very different from compared to Singapore. So like
mm.
over there, when the civilians see him, he will just say thank you for your service, good job. Like they very appreciate them.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then they even allow them to sit in MRT. There's no taking picture that for this uniform personnel sit MRT, take picture. Yeah. They even have like military discount when they go and buy food. So all this is
Mm,
I think all this response from civilians, right, will actually warm the heart of the uniform personnel. Then it will actually make people want
motivate lah.
to, yeah, correct. And people will tend to want to serve the country more. Because
Mm,
if you are being appreciated, definitely you will be more willing to do more. The
mm,
society is like this lah. So
mm,
if the amount of things that you do and it's not being appreciated or being seen, then why should we do it?
mm,
Correct. Yeah. So because
mm,
I mean it's very reasonable. They serve the country, they serve the people, then people appreciate them, saying thank you. A simple thank you is
mm,
good enough. Mm. You don't need any
mm,
discount buying food or what. We just need a simple thank you. I think it's more than
mm,
enough lah.
mm.
Now,
Not sure if it's just the Asian thing or a Singaporean thing, because we don't like to compliment a lot lah. Because I think there's this mindset that if you compliment, then you'll be maybe complacent or overconfident. But
mm,
yeah, I think we could improve on that aspect because but I think it's a bit weird if some Singaporean comes up to thank me for my service. Yeah, it's
you
so
I'll find
foreign,
very weird.
yeah.
I'll find very
Yeah,
weird
it's
because
why
we are
it's
not
very
used to it.
weird.
Mm,
Yeah, so it's like I mean I like it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. It's just
mm,
the thought of it never even came out lah. It's just
mm.
because it's not widely practiced so it
Yeah,
feels a bit sus like very suspicious. Why are you coming out to me?
yeah.
It's that
Like you want
bad,
something from me.
yeah. Yeah,
A
it's
lot.
like it's so bad that we think of it that way when someone just wants to thank us for the service. It's so weird.
I think of because of the culture already. Like the perspective of like how normal people think of NS people. Like it really make us like it's all negative. No positivity. So if someone were to come out and say, hey, thank you for service, then we'll be very cringe. Or like,
Mm,
what the hell? What do you want?
yeah.
Yeah. But
Mm,
but I would still appreciate if Singapore one day turns into a place where the culture is the civilians will just appreciate for uniform personnel. Mm,
mm. I think it's possible. I just have to. I think it's maybe because everyone or almost every guy like in Singapore is
mm,
serving. So it's like, and then we are not all of us are actively going to another country to fight wars or help out in some humanitarian
mm,
stuff. So maybe because of that, there's not as much respect lah, because we are only within Singapore lah. So I think it's possible because of that. The fact that every guy has to serve, so it's like there's no so special because everyone does it.
yeah.
So it's like nothing
Mm,
special. And then we don't not a lot of national service staff go out to another country to help out lah. Maybe quite a lot
mm,
but not all of them lah. So maybe that's why there's not as much respect. But then again, I still think it's something that should be appreciated lah. But
yeah.
yeah, culture lah. This kind of thing is cultural. It will probably take quite some time for people to change their mindset.
Hello.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
If you could let's talk about perceptions lah. Perceptions
Mm,
about from Singaporeans. If you could use one word to describe the Singaporean citizens' perception of national service, what word would you use?
What's the word opposite of freedom? Like freedom is
Slavery,
freedom.
slavery.
No lah, not so bad lah. But it's just
Um,
opposite of freedom bar.
opposite of freedom,
Uh,
constraint, restraint,
constraint.
constraint, restraint, inflexible. You cannot move as much, not very nimble, very rigid. Is it that kind of word?
Like an example is like because a lot of people they will type think that outside world they have a lot of freedoms. You want to do what it's okay. Not like illegal stuff, but you have more freedom to do many other stuff. Simple things like having your hair color being dyed, like red color, brown color hair. Yeah,
Okay.
simple things like that. Whereas for uniform personnel, we cannot dye our hair. We only can have black hair. Yeah, so I think like people say like no freedom or being tied down with a lot of restrictions. Restricted,
Okay.
maybe the word restricted, I don't know.
Because you have an image to uphold.
Correct.
Like,
We have to correct image to uphold. We represent
so
Singapore.
because of that, you feel a bit more restricted, because if you do something, it represents the Navy, lah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's like
you,
maybe we can have like 1,000 of people, 1,000 of Navy personnel doing a good thing. We just need one person to do a very bad thing. Then that will let people to like come and dictate, oh, Navy is this way, Navy is like that, or like the SF is like that. So we just need one person to do one wrong thing. It can bring our entire reputation down.
Okay. So you think, you correct me if I'm wrong. So you think that Singapore citizens, because I'm trying to link it both together. Singapore citizens, they think they don't appreciate the freedoms they have. Is it?
Meaning?
Because
Don't appreciate the freedom they have.
like all the rules that you have to follow, then Singaporeans have to follow. Then it should be, how do I put this? Maybe should be a bit more appreciative. I don't know that they don't have a lot of not as much rules to follow, because is it not that
sorry, I don't quite get your question.
Yeah, because I'm trying to ask. I asked one word to describe how Singapore citizens feel about national service. Then you said trying to describe the word opposite of freedom, right? Which is maybe restraint, because of all the rules.
Right.
So you think, I'm trying to link the both of them together. So you think Singapore citizens believe that national service staff or military staff, they are constrained, they are restricted by the government, too much rules to follow, is it?
Yes, I think to an extent of most people will think that way because like I also have friends who might ask if they want to sign on. Then all of them they will just say the same answer. They have a common similar answer, which is I don't want be very restricted, don't have freedom, being tied down, etc. Okay, so many things cannot do. Yeah. So that's like some of the common answers I get from people who refuse to sign on.
Okay, I get it. Do you think this is justified? You maybe think your opinion, maybe some of them, not some of the rules that you have to follow, you think maybe a bit outdated, or like, really, may I have to follow this? Yeah, that kind of thing. Because I think maybe some are outdated. For my opinion, maybe some things like tattoos, I feel it's a bit outdated. I don't know if regulars can have tattoos or not. Can they have tattoos?
You can have if you before you join the service you have tattoo, then I think it should be maintained at that amount.
Oh,
Yeah,
but during you cannot make a new one or new tattoo.
yeah, technically cannot.
Okay. Yeah, like things like that. I think I feel it's a bit outdated. Like maybe there's some tattoo, some symbol you cannot put. Maybe you put like, I don't know, Malaysia flag or something like that, which is because it goes against Singapore. But maybe if you have some motivational quote, you put maybe somewhere in your
Yeah,
chest.
I
Yeah,
think
which I think is okay.
so long I think it's the same as even private sector. So long your tattoo is being hidden within your shirt, I think that is
Mm,
fine. But if it's like a full hand sleeve and all the way until
mm,
your near your palm area, I think
mm,
that's where people start to don't really accept or. But to me, I also agree with
mm,
you. It's very outdated because doesn't mean a person who has tattoo is a bad person. It's just how Singapore culture is, how we stereotype tattoo people as gangsters.
mm,
Mm,
mm.
yeah, but
Okay.
they don't understand they don't appreciate the body art. Lor.
Mm,
Mm.
okay. I see. So serving in the military for 6 years, is there something that you would like people to know about the military force? Something that you think people should know more about, or maybe a stereotype you want to debunk?
Mm, what we want people to know about
Mm,
that we are actually really have to be very disciplined or as part of one of our SF core values. So
mm,
because we have to be disciplined to really do the correct things.
mm-hmm,
Yeah. Because if we don't then we'll get punished lah.
mm,
Then you also being trained to be punctual. A lot of things, etc. Like be punctual, then being showing respect to our both our subordinates and our higher ups. Yeah. Because
mm,
over here if we were to have insubordination then we'll get charged.
mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm someone that used to always be late.
Mm,
Always late lah when meeting my friends. I think there's one time I meet you at my house downstairs. I think if I
mm.
9:30, but I was late for like almost 20 or 30 minutes.
When
Yeah,
was this? I don't remember.
it's very long
I
ago.
don't
I never
remember.
forget because we were meeting at my house downstairs, but I late.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, that is very it's also very strong. Yeah,
I
I
don't
can never
remember.
forget lah. Yeah, then ever since I joined the service, then
Mm,
I start to be punctual or even early. Yeah, because
mm,
here if we late then we have will be charged law. Yeah.
mm,
And if I don't answer to my phone, I'm not responsive to any of the calls they give to me, I will be charged for AWOL. So
mm,
actually it made us to be disciplined. Mm,
mm. Discipline.
mm.
So everyone should serve lah. So you have that discipline mindset.
Actually,
Good to
maybe it
serve
doesn't
lah. If
apply to
you.
yeah. Maybe it will apply to all individuals law.
Mm, okay.
Yeah.
So okay, last few questions. So for guys who are considering or thinking of signing on,
Mm.
are there any things that you think they should know or consider before they sign on, or do you have any advice for them?
It to depends on where they will be signing on to, like the army, air force, or navy.
Okay.
So I don't know about other forces lah. I only know maybe
Okay,
air
let's say
force,
Navy lah. Let's say Navy.
navy.
Yeah, let's say
must be
Navy.
prepared for overseas deployment or to sail a month, 2 months, then you'll be away from your family. Yeah, I think that is one thing that they must be okay with, especially those that maybe are going to have kids, have their own family. Yeah,
Mm.
so
Okay.
there may be an instance where you have to go for sailing, then you won't be there for your wife when she's giving birth, for example. Yeah, or the process of your kid growing up, you can't be there for the process. Then yeah, lor. So must be prepared for all these kind of things. But yeah,
Okay, so that's one of
mm,
the considerations if you're signing on for Navy, because you'll be what? How long will you be out in sea? 1, 2 months, maybe even more.
yeah, can maybe 1, 2 months or even more. Depends on which ship you'll be posted to lah.
Mm.
Mm,
Okay. Okay, hey, that's something I didn't think about.
mm,
Have you been posted to another country because of the sailing?
no, no, don't have.
S-
Mm,
So it's a good thing lah, because you don't have to stay very long, is it? Outside because it's another country.
mm, both good and bad law. So the bad is I don't really get to sail to overseas in Navy to see the world. Then
Oh.
yeah, that is the bad thing lah. The
Mm,
good thing is I
mm,
actually always in Singapore, always contactable. So I won't be away from my loved ones for more than a month. Yeah.
Where
So
do
it's
they go? They go
hmm?
all around the world, is it? Do
There are a lot of exercise. They will be doing different kind of exercise. So there'll be country they go to like Australia, maybe Thailand,
mm,
India, many more lor.
mm,
Depends on what kind of
mm,
exercise they are doing.
okay,
Mm.
wow. But the longest trip is what? You say 1 or 2 months. How long can it be? Can it be 1 year? No, that kind of long.
One year I don't think so. I think 1 year
What's the
don't have.
longest? 6 months?
I don't know. I've never been to the ship before.
Mm,
Mm.
okay, I
Let's just make it
see.
as 1 to 3 months lor. Let's just take it as 1 to 3 months.
Okay,
Mm.
okay. So for people who want to sign on to Navy, they have to expect to sail out and
Mm.
then not go home for 1 or 2 months or even maybe even a bit more lah.
Correct.
Okay, okay. Any other advice that you would give to them if they want to sign on to Navy? What should they
Uh,
expect? Or what do you think or is there anything you will give you would like to know when you first sign on as a Navy? Maybe you experience like the culture is a bit different, then you will tell someone else what's the culture like, things like that.
mm, so if let's say like advice is I say so as in they won't be doing only their domain job. There are secondary appointments to do. So when I first joined Navy, I signed on as electrical control system.
Mm-hmm.
So actually that is my domain, but there are many other more that I have to do lah, which is the firefighting and damage control, which I never thought of when I signed the paper. Yeah.
Mm.
Then there's also actually seamanship that we have to learn. Not much to me, but to the competence lah. Like
Mm.
if you sound as like navigation, communications, so you're not only doing like radar, not doing only like
Mm.
comms. You have to do like seamanship stuff, like handling the ropes and all. Then as you also have to do
Oh.
firefighting damage control. So actually there are many more to do lah. So you just think that, oh, I sound as a navigator means I only do navigation. There are
Mm.
more to it lah. Yeah, that is just your
Mm.
primary domain. You have secondary stuff to
Mm.
do also. So that's be
Okay.
prepared lor.
So there's
Mm.
a lot of things to learn. So it's the
Mm.
yeah, correct. You mentioned the secondary parts. You have
Mm.
your primary job, but it's the secondary things that you have to learn that you think it's necessary for people to know lah before they sign on. Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm. Okay. Last few questions. This one are just
Okay.
fun questions lah.
Okay.
That I ask almost everyone. Okay. So what aspects of life do you see gives you hope about the future?
What aspect of life?
Yeah.
Okay, like
You need example?
maybe some examples.
Okay, Chan Wei's one was his family. Wait, was it yeah, I think he said his family because they were the ones supporting him. Then other guests were mentioning writing down his goals so that like writing down, physically writing down so that he knows what he wants to achieve in the future. Because when you think of the future, sometimes it's a bit blurry, like you don't have goals, what? So it's like,
Mm,
what are my ambitions here? So
mm,
for him, he wrote down what he wants to do, like a 5-year plan. I think it's a 5-year
mm,
plan. I don't know. I'm just thinking a possibility, maybe 5-year plan. So you know what is your milestones like. So it gives you hope about future lah, because you have something to look forward. So that's for
mm.
him. So is there anything you can think of?
For me, I would say my partner, bah.
Your partner. Okay.
Yeah. So because I see a future with her. So my goal, my life goal, right, is I want to build, give her a home for her to come back with lah. So I always tell
Mm,
her that I promise her a home.
mm,
Yeah, because of that, right, I
mm,
have always been doing my financial planning to see how much
mm,
money I'm able to save or have in the next 5 years, 10 years. Then how much
mm,
do I actually need for our house, for renovation, etc., etc.
mm,
Yeah. So to me, it's because I have this goal, I always work towards it. Then
mm,
every time I look at her, I think of her, I'll be telling that okay, a family, to have a family with her, have a kids, then looking at how to teach and grow our kids. Yeah.
mm.
So that is what makes me want to like con- continue want to be motivated to push on lor.
Mm,
Mm,
mm. Okay. Wow, that's a
yeah.
very, very, very lucky girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, another question. This one's a bit. I wanted to ask about ghosts, whether you believe in ghosts. But when
Goals.
I thought about it, ghosts is one thing. Because
Mm.
you're in the military, right? Do you believe in ghosts and UFOs or aliens are in this case?
Goals I believe. UFO and aliens I don't.
Uh, Okay, maybe ghosts first.
Yeah.
Let's start with ghosts.
Mm, mm.
What are your experiences? The most convincing parts that say, okay, I believe in ghosts because of this experience.
Uh,
Do you remember what, like very scary, eh?
not I would say very scary lah, but I think it's very common also. So there's one day when I was doing
Common.
duty. I was doing duty lah.
Okay.
So
At
I
where?
was inside my ship.
Oh
So,
shit. Okay, okay.
yeah, so inside my bunk. Then I was
Mm,
sleeping. I finished my duty rounds. Then I was want to go and sleep. So
mm,
I'm the only one in the entire room. Only one. So that's
mm,
where I
mm.
heard like got girls screaming. You know, girls screaming. So I open my curtain. Then I see there's
Ah.
really no one to check. There's really no one. Yeah.
Wait,
So
wait. This scream
mm,
is in the room, is it? The kind of scream.
correct, correct. It's like those. You just imagine of those cats screaming. It's the similar kind of sound. Yeah. So
Cat.
yeah, the girl scream the same way as how a cat scream.
I'm trying to think of a cat.
Yeah.
Is
If
it
you
like a
can, if you hmm?
is it like a you know the snake, right? The hiss, right? Like not
It's
that kind.
a like very high pitch, similar to baby kind also. Cat and baby. Yeah, it's this kind of sound.
Oh,
Yeah, but that one is you can hear that it's a female.
okay. High
Yeah.
pitch. How
Mm.
was it one time or a
No,
lot
I
of
open my
time?
curtain, it stop. It
Mm,
stop. So I close
mm.
my curtain and sleep. Then it come again. Then after that happened for a couple of times. So I just
Okay.
fuck it. I just going to sleep. Just don't think about anything.
Ah,
Mm.
okay.
That's one lah.
That's one. Got another one. We
Mm.
go for another one.
So
Outside
I was
ship or
walking
inside ship?
inside ship also. I was walking in the
Again.
engine room. Yeah, I
Okay.
was walking in the engine room. So I was doing my rounds, checking the parameters and all. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I was really very careful. I was holding onto the railings, but I feel like after
Mm.
someone just pushed me. Then I almost fell down. I was like standing on the stairs and the floor, like in between, one leg up, one leg bottom. So I was holding on the railings. Then after that, I feel like I'm being pushed. Then I almost fell down. So I like, there's literally no one. Why? It cannot be I sleep, ma. I was standing, I'm not walking. So I feel like
Was
I'm
it?
being pushed. Mm.
It's not the ship moving, right? No, right?
No, it's in harbor. In harbor, so the seat never move.
The ship is on sit still lah.
Yeah, because it's like it's being secured by ropes. So even if the walking, it won't walk until so much impact. Yeah.
Mm. Do you feel like arms or not? Like
It was
someone
for my
push.
back. It was like for my back.
So someone pushed you behind. Do
Yeah,
you feel
but
like like a very specific spot lah? Like the force is from like one area, not like the whole back lah.
at that point of time, I cannot really remember is which specific spot. I just feel like the force is from my back. Then I just being pushed forward. Then I almost fell down. Mm.
Oh my
So
god.
that is like
So it's,
cannot be my friend play with me because I'm the only one.
uh-huh.
So yeah, lor.
Okay. 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 Okay, UFOs.
Yeah.
Why not UFOs?
I just don't believe. I had never seen a UFO before in my life. So I
Okay.
don't believe. Mm.
Hmm. Actually,
So
if
yeah.
if you all see anything in the sea, right? Let's say something weird, maybe some weird animal or some deformed fish, or maybe like a octopus, maybe very big octopus. Can you all
Mm.
share that with the? Is it confidential? This kind of thing. If you all see, can you all share it to other people,
I
or it
think
depends?
Canberra. I think Canberra is a
Can.
sea animal. There's nothing to hide. I think.
It's not
But maybe we
military.
will. Yeah, maybe we'll report
Mm,
to higher HQ first and see what is the decisions from there. That's what I feel
mm,
lah. Because we never encountered
mm,
before, but I think
mm.
we always report to higher HQ, then see what's their decision on this kind of situation.
Okay. Because you think
Yeah.
like you might, because the sea very big, right? You might, I mean,
Mm,
maybe you see in Singapore is maybe not so much to see, but if you're in another country or maybe
mm,
some international waters, you might
mm,
see something really weird, because I don't know what you will see, some strange alien animal also.
mm.
Okay, can, wow, UFOs, so you never see before,
So
that's why you don't believe. Okay,
you believe
because you
UFO?
think no, because you think of the military, they are the most likely to see what they fly
Mm, mm,
maybe they fly the fighter jets, then they'll see
mm.
some weird object, they'll see on their radar, then
Yeah.
I don't know because most likely they'll see, right, because they are, and then if they see, they also not allowed to tell the public about it, only tell their superiors about it, so it's
Mm,
like yeah, very secretive, so okay,
yeah.
don't
I
believe
think
in
the
UFO.
reason that they're not allowed to say is because it will cause a panic attack, panic to the people lah. Like you see like people like me, I'm one of the example that don't believe in UFO. Then you suddenly tell me, got UFO in this area, then like, fuck, what has Singapore become? So you'll create a panic in among people, then it will be very
Mm.
messy lor. So I think they are not allowed to say it first. That's what I feel lah.
Okay,
Mm.
that's true.
Yeah,
That's
people
true.
always will be very panic ma when things happen. They are unable to stay
Mm,
calm. Yeah.
mm. Yeah, true lah. Because if the military don't even have an answer, it's like everyone will panic, because no one
Mm.
knows what's going on.
Yeah lor.
Okay, okay. But your ghost story interesting. So got any ghost stories? Can I have one more or not? One more that's not in the ship one, or only in the ship? All your ghost stories are in the ship.
Uh only can say in the public law when I was in the toilet.
Public toilet.
Yeah,
Where? Which toilet is this?
Ang Mo Kio. You know the Ang Mo Kio hub?
Ang Mo Kio Hub. Why you never
Yeah.
tell me before? Okay, I want to know what is this.
Okay, so I was like after movie with my friends, it's like midnight. So I went to the toilet.
Huh.
Yeah,
Which
then start
level?
to sorry?
Level, the cinema level toilet.
No, after I go down to the one where I have the play game one. DBS, the bank there one.
Bank.
No,
So
after cinema, you
B.
come down one level.
It's not fair
It-
price level, right? Fair
no,
price the
no, it's
lowest.
still the challenger that level.
Challenger.
Yeah. So you
Oh,
know
okay.
from the
Challenger. The
cinema,
games
right?
one.
Go on those trolley, the game that the kids will sit in to play on. We put the coin in.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Mm. So it's the inside the at that corner there. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was peeing. Then there's no one in the toilet also. I
Mm.
peeing. Then can hear like my beside toilet, which is my left side. There's toilet flushing.
Ah.
So if there's no one beside, then how does the toilet flush?
Do they have the lights or not? You know, when you start to pee, then you have the lights on, right? Then after that,
Yeah.
turn red or something. So got lights.
Yeah,
Do
correct.
you see?
Correct.
So it was red. Blue.
No,
You
I
say
cannot see
blue?
I cannot see the cubicle beside me. I was just in my own cubicle.
Oh,
Yeah. So
okay.
that's where I was doing already. Then suddenly the toilet just keep flushing. So it's like,
Keep flushing.
yeah, maybe there's then
Mm.
at that point of time, I think that maybe got people just enter, they just use the toilet faster than me.
Mm.
So after that, I quickly come out of the toilet. Then I see there's no one washing the hand also. If I come out, I see people washing the hand, then it's okay.
Mm.
Yeah, but there's no one washing the hand. So I don't know lah. Maybe the person thinks that's not disturb me. Then if I scared, then I die lah. But I just try to be calm off.
Wait, those flushing, you need to press on it one, or is it automatic when you
It's
leave?
automatic one. Automatic. So it's by the
So it
sensor
could
one mah.
maybe the sensor something wrong. I don't know. So,
Probably lah.
could be right. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
the other way to think of lor.
Okay. Thanks for your ghost stories. Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting, especially the ship ones. Okay. Okay lah. I think we have come. Well, that's all the questions that we have. So thank you, Jeremy, for coming
Okay.
out to this podcast and sharing your experiences in your military life. It's been very insightful. A lot of things I think a lot of people will want to know, especially guys who are thinking of signing on, what to expect, that kind of thing. So yeah, your insights and sharing was very valuable. So thank you again, Jeremy.
Okay.
So see you soon. Right.
Okay. We meet up soon lah.
Right. Okay. See you, bro.
Okay. Bye bye.